हाय दोस्तों आज हम CompTIA A+ ट्रेनिंग का चैप्टर नंबर 16 कंटिन्यू करेंगे। ये ट्रेनिंग इज़ कंडक्टेड बाय जेस टेक एंड ट्रैवल, स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय लॉयल टेक एंड सिक्योरिटी। कोई भी क्वेश्चंस हो related to training, any future trainings or any events in person or live, you can always visit us on loyaltechsecurity.com. And also, अगर आपको any of our videos, if you like it, if you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that bell notification icon so you are notified for any new videos we post. Also, अगर आपके पास कोई questions हैं, any comments, any concerns, feel free to drop any comments, and I will try my best to get to them. If you have a request for new videos, again, post that in the comments section so I can make a video for you. तो चले आज हम start करेंगे chapter number 16, working with Windows 7. Windows 7 in US has been obsolete. In other parts of the country, other parts of the world, I'm pretty sure Windows 7 might still be still being used. So I'm going to cover Windows 7 in this chapter number 16, inshallah. Chapter number 17, they are talking about Windows Vista, which I am not going to cover, but instead I'm going to make chapter 17 a Windows 10 session and cover a little bit of Windows 11, depends on time. So let's move forward. In Windows 7 के chapter के अंदर हम compare and contrast करेंगे various features and requirements of Microsoft operating system Windows 7. Install Windows PC operating system using appropriate methods. ये theory है, ये part is not practical. After this training, I will initiate another session for Windows 7 installation method and how to install it. Here we will use appropriate Microsoft operating system features and tools, use Windows control panel utilities, install and configure Windows networking on a client or a desktop. अब Windows 7 के कितने editions थे? Windows 7 was released in 6 different editions. Only 3 are available in retail channel: Windows 7 Home Premium, Windows 7 Professional, and Windows 7 Ultimate. जो रिटेल के अंदर जो अवेलेबल हैं वो ये 3 एडिशंस थे. Windows 7 Enterprise offers more features than Professional and less than Ultimate, is licensed with a software assurance contract and not available in rental channel. For all intents and purposes, Ultimate and Enterprise are functionally identical. तो Ultimate and Enterprise functionally identical है, but retail के अंदर Enterprise is not available. Ultimate is available for home use. Enterprise, big, large businesses or even small businesses, they could acquire Enterprise Windows 7. Windows 7 Starter was created for OEMs to install on netbooks. Netbooks जो होती हैं वो छोटी वाली, उसके ऊपर Windows 7 Starter install होते हैं और होते थे. Windows 7 Home Basic is not listed on the CompTIA objectives and is marketed only in emerging technology countries. तो ये बात भी अब पुरानी हो गई है, but as I said, काफ़ी ऐसे countries हैं जो अभी भी Windows 7 यूज़ करते हैं. Windows 7 Home Basic इस CompTIA के अंदर नहीं cover, but दूसरे countries are still using that. Windows 7 features and additions. जो स्टार्टर वर्जन है Windows 7 का, उसके अंदर द मैक्सिमम रैम जो सपोर्टेड है इज ओनली 2 GB with 1 CPU. Lacks support of Aero, cannot join a Windows Server domain, no parental control, remote desktop client only, can join home group but not create. तो आप देख सकते हैं इसमें काफ़ी लिमिटेड ऑप्शंस है. विंडोज सर्वर के डोमेन को वो ज्वाइन नहीं कर सकता है, कोई पेरेंटल कंट्रोल के ऑप्शंस नहीं है उसमें. वो रिमोट डेस्कटॉप क्लाइंट है, रिमोट डेस्कटॉप होस्ट या सर्वर नहीं बन सकता वो, और वो खाली होम ग्रुप में ज्वाइन हो सकता है बट क्रिएट नहीं कर सकता। होम प्रीमियम जो है उसके अंदर मैक्सिमम रैम 16 GB सपोर्ट होती है विद 1 CPU। Includes support for multi-touch, cannot join a Windows Server domain, remote desktop client only, can join or create home group। Again, होम प्रीमियम के अंदर आप विंडोज सर्वर को ज्वाइन नहीं कर सकते हैं डोमेन में। ये डोमेन के अंदर प्रोफेशनल यूजुअली आते हैं या तो फिर एंटरप्राइज लेवल और अल्टीमेट। नेक्स्ट, प्रोफेशनल आप अप टू 192 GB सपोर्ट करता है वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, बट इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स व्हाट हाउ मच मेमोरी योर मदरबोर्ड सपोर्ट्स। वो हमने हार्डवेयर के सेक्शन के अंदर सब कवर किया था। प्रोफेशनल में यू कैन रन एटलीस्ट 2 CPU, मिनिमम नॉट मिनिमम मैक्सिमम 2 CPUs। जैसे कि मैंने बताया विंडोज़ प्रोफेशनल जो है वो विंडोज़ सर्वर के डोमेन में ज्वाइन हो सकता है। इट इंक्लूड्स रिमोट डेस्कटॉप सर्वर एज वेल एज द क्लाइंट। इसमें नहीं बताया इन्होंने, बट प्रोफेशनल एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज थ्री have all those options. Includes EFS, which is the encrypted file system. Includes Windows XP mode. Can create home group if not a domain joined. Supports offline file folders or and group policy. Enterprise के अंदर also and Ultimate के अंदर also. Like so, these three are similar but feature wise थोड़े different है। जैसे कि Enterprise के अंदर BitLocker available है, वो retail के अंदर available नहीं है। लेकिन अल्टीमेट के अंदर बिट लॉकर अवेलेबल है रिटेल में भी। सो दैट इज सम डिफरेंस डिपेंडिंग ऑन आप what you're looking for. For home use, professional is the best. For company use, enterprise is the best. For home office use, ultimate is the best. Okay, that's how I would put this. तो अगर आपको Windows 7 का आपको इफ़ यू डोंट नो कि आपका कौन सा वर्जन आप रन कर रहे हैं, सो आप अपने स्टार्ट पे क्लिक करके यू कैन जस्ट टाइप इन WinVer विच इज़ ए विन वर्जन एंड वो आपको वर्जन शो कर देगा। लेट्स ट्राई दिस इन Windows 10. So currently we have Windows 10. You're gonna type in WinVer. तो मैंने ये किया तो see it is showing me Windows 10, what build it is, Windows 10 home operating system है, so it shows me all that version and OS build भी वो show कर देता है। So it's the same concept, commands are the same, this is only showing Windows 10। अगर आपके पास Windows 8 या 7 है, it's going to show you that। Windows 7 का भी अपग्रेड एडवाइजर आया था। जब Windows 8 आया था, you used to get this message. You would click on a start check button and then it would check कि आपका जो कंप्यूटर है is compatible for the upgrade or not। ये सेम लिंक है जो आप यूज कर सकते हैं to take a look at the requirements for the upgrade। Upgrade options, in place upgrade। Upgrade is done without removing the existing OS, the opposite of clean installation। ये जैसे मैंने पिछले में बताया, अपग्रेड है वो पुराने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के ऊपर ही नया ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम चढ़ा देता है। वो उसके अंदर आपके फाइल्स, फोल्डर्स, यूज़र अकाउंट सब रहते हैं, बट इट्स नॉट अ क्लीन इंस्टॉलेशन बिकॉज पुराने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की फाइल्स सी ड्राइव के अंदर या दूसरी जगह रहती है, मौजूद होती है। Compatibility tools, these are used to keep legacy applications thinking they are running on a previous version of the OS after upgrade। तो ये compatibility tools क्या है कि अगर आप Windows 7 से Windows 8 में अपग्रेड कर देते हैं या Windows 7 स्टार्टर से Windows Enterprise अपग्रेड कर देते हैं, तो ये compatibility tools जो है उसके अंदर एक ऑप्शन होता है जो which allows you to run any software at a legacy term, मीनिंग कि आपने कोई सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड किया है जो सिर्फ Windows 7 स्टार्टर में चलता है। आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल। तो कोई सॉफ्टवेयर है जो सिर्फ Windows स्टार्टर में काम करता है, Windows अल्टीमेट में काम नहीं करता है या Windows एंटरप्राइज में काम नहीं करता है, बट आपने यू जस्ट अपग्रेडेड योर सिस्टम टू Windows अल्टीमेट, Windows 7 अल्टीमेट। तो उस Windows के अंदर एक ऑप्शन है compatibility tools, वो you can run it on a legacy system, on a You can choose कि भाई इस सॉफ्टवेयर को, इस एप्लीकेशन को Windows 7 starter समझ के रन करो, and it will run it. Windows Upgrade OS Advisor. These are Microsoft utilities that check your current configuration and report what you need to take into account, update, abandon, etc. before upgrading to a newer OS. Windows Upgrade OS Advisor जो है वो एक utility है Microsoft की, जो check करता है कि आपको अपडेट करना चाहिए, कौन सी एप्लीकेशन अपडेट करनी चाहिए और कौन सी आपको अबैंडन मीनिंग के रिमूव करनी चाहिए अपग्रेड करने से पहले। विंडोज 7 के फीचर्स जो हैं, एरो is one of the very common feature for Windows 7. The Aero interface offers a glass design that includes translucent window. तो ग्लास लाइक ट्रांसपेरेंट जैसी विंडोज होती है ना, विंडोज 7 से स्टार्ट हुआ था ये एरो का। इट काइंड लुक्स लाइक ए शीशा होता है ना कि यू सी इट थ्रू। सो उनकी जो विंडोज आती हैं, स्पेशली लाइक व्हेन यू ड्रैग इट और होल्ड इट एंड ड्रैग इट, it will show you what's behind it. So that is what they're talking about, the translucent windows. Gadgets, these are mini programs introduced with Windows Vista which can be placed on the desktop, allowing them to run quickly and personalize the PC. Windows Vista के अंदर 7 के अंदर भी थे options. Windows Vista के अंदर they made it really common. On the right side of Windows Vista you could add icons like apps, calendar, clock, accounts, whatever. So they tried to do that. It didn't run really well. So Windows Vista was not a well used operating system. No sidebar. Windows 7 did away with the sidebar, and the gadgets are now placed directly onto the desktop. User account, which is also known as UAC, prevents unauthorized changes to the computer by prompting for permission to continue or requiring administrator password. तो एक UAC है, एवरी टाइम ये विंडोज 7 के अंदर उन्होंने डाला था कि कोई भी आप सॉफ्टवेयर रन करें तो वो काफ़ी सॉफ्टवेयर ऐसे होते हैं जो रन करते हैं और वो आपके सिस्टम की चीज़ें चेंज करना शुरू कर देते हैं, एंड इट इज़ समटाइम्स the purpose of the software. तो ये UAC which is user account control, वो आपको एक warning देता है कि भाई are you sure you want to make this change? So that's what was introduced in Windows 7. Windows 7 and the BitLocker allows you to use drive encryption to protect files, including those needed for startup and logon. Unlike encrypting EFS, which enables you to encrypt individual files, BitLocker encrypts the entire drive. EFS जो है वो individual files को encrypt करता है, whereas BitLocker जो है वो पूरी drive को encrypt करता है. So BitLocker is a little bit more advanced than the EFS. So for removable drives, BitLocker to go provides the same encryption technology to help prevent unauthorized access to the files stored on them. So जो removable drives है, such as like a flash drive, उसके अंदर आप BitLocker को BitLocker से encrypt कर सकते हैं. So even if your flash drive gets stolen, no one can access that. Whereas EFS can be used by all users, whereas BitLocker can be turned on only by administrator and does not require any special hardware. BitLocker जो है सिर्फ administrator से ही चलता है, EFS जो है वो सारे user use कर सकते हैं. Shadow copy is the volume shadow copy service creates copies from which you can recover should a file be accidentally deleted or overwritten. Shadow copy जो है वो एक copies जो system की files की copies हैं, it keeps on copying that. If by chance कुछ file delete हो जाए, you can recover it through the shadow copy volume. Ready boost. So this feature allows you to use free space on a removable drive to speed up a system by caching content. So in Windows 7, Ready Boost can work with a USB drive, flash memory, SD card or compact flash drive. इसकी आगे विंडो आएगी, मैं उसके अंदर थोड़ा और आपको डिटेल में समझाऊंगा कि what that is. Now compatibility mode is to run older OS. Compatibility mode में जाने के लिए there's You can do it based off of an application. So for instance, let me see. तो compatibility mode I'm not sure इसके अंदर होगा because I do not have any application on this. But basically what you do is जैसे कि let's say if we go to downloads, do we have any? We have nothing. Um, Basically what you do is you go to any file. So let's just pull up some file. Pull up from system32. चलें जैसे ये फाइल है command prompt की. So you would right click on it, go to properties. Let's see. इसमें नहीं है. So usually when you go to the properties, यहाँ पे एक section आएगा, advanced section, and then you will see like it will ask you if you want to run it under a legacy system. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to install the application and then I'll show that to you. So for now that is fine. Let's go on to XP mode. Windows XP mode included with Windows 7 Pro, Enterprise, and Ultimate. XP mode will run much better if hardware assisted virtualization can be enabled. So again, ये legacy systems applications run करने के लिए options Windows 7 के अंदर दिए थे. Anything which only worked in Windows XP doesn't, which is not supposed to work in Windows 7 anymore, आप उसको turn on कर दें and it will run as a legacy um, on आपके Windows 7 के कंप्यूटर के ऊपर. ठीक है. This is the ready boost they were talking about. Basically what you do is आप अपने flash drive के ऊपर right click करके you go to properties and then this will open up, the window will open up under general, then up you go to ready boost, and ready boost के अंदर you can say dedicate this device to ready boost. कितनी space आपको reserve में डालनी है उसको आप up and down करके बता दें, and that's it. उससे क्या होगा कि जितनी इसके अंदर free space होगी ना will be used for caching when you are starting your Windows operating system. So उससे आपका operating system थोड़ा सा fast चल जाएगा. Now Windows 7 also introduced Windows Defender, which Windows 7 includes the Windows Defender anti-spyware program. Windows Defender जो है वो it's kind of like a antivirus program, anti-spyware. It was Microsoft's way of eliminating all the rest of the antiviruses which we have to pay for. Windows 7 started coming up with free antivirus, anti-spyware softwares, and now in Windows 10 and 11, it has advanced so much that these days you actually don't even need, for home use, I will say, you don't even need the software for antivirus. आप सिर्फ Windows Defender ही use कर सकते हैं, and it gives you a live protection for malware, anti-spyware, and antivirus. Windows Firewall. Windows 7 incorporates Windows Firewall, which can be used to stop incoming and outgoing traffic. Firewall के rules आप implement कर सकते हैं Windows 7 के अंदर for inbound and outgoing connection. Windows 7 के अंदर they also provided you they introduced the option to pin anything to the taskbar. Everyone should be familiar with that now. It's very basic. Anything, for instance, we have, let's say, PowerPoint. Right click, I can right click on it. I can right click on it and then it should ask me, do you want to pin this device or this application or not? Let me see, it's showing on the first monitor. So So let's say if I right click on it right here, it says pin to taskbar. So this is what they're talking about, pin to taskbar. Windows taskbar, this has been a redesign to include thumbnail preview. जब हम वो taskbar में किसी भी icon को hover करेंगे, it will show us a thumbnail, like एक window आ जाती है and show us the preview of what's inside that application. Snap, aka Aero Snap, is a quick way to resize windows on the desktop and work with side-by-side apps, true side-by-side mirroring. Side-by-side, basically, what they mean by that is, let's say if this is one document and then I will create another one. So side-by-side, I can do, you see, बिल्कुल screen के अंदर fit हो गए हैं ये दोनों document side-by-side. That's one way. The other one is you can do, not sure, yeah, Windows side by side. So they're talking about this, and Windows side by side. I can have like a third one. मैं और add करना चाहूँ, I can probably add more, or undo show all Windows side by side. So ये feature was actually introduced in Windows 7 as well, which came really handy. Now, Home Group, simplified home work with permission levels. Home Group allows you to share files and prevent changes from being made to those files by those sharing them, unless you give them permission to do so. Home Group से क्या होता है? It's kind of like you create a network where files are shared among other people, but Home Group के अंदर आप permissions assign कर सकते हैं कि who can make the changes and who cannot. Then Windows Search came along. Windows Search instantly find anything on your PC as soon as you start typing into the search. जैसे ही आप start का button start का button click करें, you could type anything and it would search over there. या तो आप folder के अंदर जाके, Windows 7 में भी ऐसे ही था, आप type करें, start करें, and then you can type in anything, it would search. So see, I typed in CMD and it looked up search. If I type in pictures, it should, and I hit enter, वो कुछ folder खोल देगा and then it should start looking into that, but right now it's looking for photos. ठीक है? Another way of finding it is going to the folder and then search anything into that folder. आप कुछ भी type करें, like let me type Windows 7, so it will find immediately Windows 7 operating system or whatever is available. Windows Touch adds touchscreen functionality to the operating system. Windows Touch 7 का जो touch था was not that much intuitive compared to what it is now, but Windows 7 का touch was added as a functionality as well. So libraries, you can logically, as opposed to physically, group files and folders that are not in the same location and make them appear as they are. So to create new libraries, यहाँ पे इन्होंने बताया हुआ है how you can create it. We are going to pass that for now. Basically, libraries के अंदर आप files और folders को map कर सकते हैं. नेटवर्क के फाइल्स को आप अपने डेस्कटॉप पे मैप कर सकते हैं, तो आपको ऐसे ही लगेगा ये फाइल जो है डेस्कटॉप के ऊपर पड़ी हुई है, but in reality it's actually coming from a network or a different system. Windows 7 upgrade option, going to pass that. You can view this in your time, I guess. How you can upgrade, from Windows XP to Windows 7 to even Windows 8. Summarizing the upgrade table, जो bit है, which is 32-bit and 64-bit, I covered that in other videos. Remember, you cannot upgrade 32-bit to 62-bit, 64-bit. I'm not talking about a clean install. I'm talking about an upgrade option. Just remember that. आप 32-bit को 64-bit के अंदर अपग्रेड नहीं कर सकते हैं. So Windows XP is not upgradable to Windows 7. Windows Vista Home Basic and Premium is upgradable to 7 Premium and Ultimate. Windows Vista Business is only upgradable to Professional and Ultimate. Remember, you cannot upgrade Windows 7 Home or the Starter if you have Windows Vista Business. अगर आपके पास Windows Vista Ultimate है, you can only upgrade to Windows 7 Ultimate. आप Professional में भी upgrade नहीं कर सकते हैं. Windows Anytime Upgrade, ये window आती थी at the time Windows 8, Windows Vista, I think Windows 8 and Windows Vista came out, I believe. But this basically asked you if you have an upgrade key, you can enter that right here, enter an upgrade key, and वो पूरा process करता है, and then it upgrades your system. So from Windows 7 to Windows Enterprise, if you want to go, you enter that proper key, and then it would upgrade it directly. So ये वाला जो upgrade है, this keeps all of your files, your data, your user accounts. So this does not interfere with anything. Remember, you're just upgrading from the same operating system to a different version. That is not a problem. The problem comes जब आप Windows 7 से Windows 8 को upgrade कर रहे हैं, and then some of the Windows 7 files are left if they are not done as a clean install. Clean install के अंदर none of that files are left behind. So incompatibilities, ये Windows Upgrade 7 का जो advisor है, it will show you after all the incompatibilities have been addressed, the upgrade can be started from an installation disk or from a download. It is highly recommended that after the installation is complete, you run Windows Update to get the latest drivers. थोड़ा सा blurry है ये, but this is the same window as Windows 8 Upgrade Advisor. ये सब चीज़ें check करता है to let you know कि आपका system upgrade होगा बराबर से कि नहीं. अगर नहीं होगा तो ये सारी requirements हैं which it needs to meet before we can do the upgrade. Installing more than one PC. Use a automated tool, Microsoft Assessment and Planning, which is MAP. Toolkit can be downloaded from the Microsoft Download Center. MAP gets an inventory of computers on your network and plan a rollout for the OS. ये MAP पहले use करते थे, it's not used as much. But what it would do, it would आपके network को scan करके आपके सारे computers की inventory वो बता देता था आपको before you do the upgrade. इसके अंदर भी जो की boot files हैं जो हमने पहले उसमें देखी are similar, as you can see, boot manager, BCD, winload, NTOS, kernel, winresume, hell.dll, smss, winlogin and lsas. So ये same ही है जो Windows 8 के अंदर भी है. So ये these are the bootable files which are required to run the system initially. System restore points जो मैंने आपको बताया Windows 8 का, it is the same way to access the system restore file window for Windows 7 as well as Windows 10. They're all the same. उन्होंने खाली Outlook थोड़ा change किया हुआ है. It's not easily be foundable, but if you go to the source, you will always find it. What is the source? You go through My Computer and you can find it by right clicking, going to the properties. It will give you a device manager and you can find it from there. Windows Firewall, Windows 7 के अंदर आया था. Windows 7 was one of the best Windows, I would say. Was very stable. They did a very good job with Windows 7. Windows Firewall also came with it. This allowed you to control your firewall. This is called the host-based firewall. ये हमने पिछली इसमें पढ़ा था. This is not a network-based firewall. Host-based firewall है, मतलब host operating system जो कि Windows operating system is a host, उसके ऊपर ही है ये firewall. तो ये Windows 10 में भी है, Windows 11 में भी है, Windows 8 में भी है. आप start पे click करें, आप हर Windows में they are making it even better and better. They just call it different name, like as you can see now they call it Windows Defender Firewall, but it is the same thing. As you can see, देखें आप ये same ही window है. Private network, guest network, whatever. आप if you want to turn, let me see, advanced settings, and ये आपकी है firewall की window. Incoming rules, inbound and outbound rules, you can designate the rules. यहाँ पे देखें ये pre-made rules हैं जो allow करते हैं. You can make your own rules, right click on new rule. So this takes a little bit more experience on how to do this, but for basic learning, this is as far as you want to go. अगर आपको कुछ allow करना है, just get back to me and I can go over with you. But ultimately, it's yes or no. That's all it is. Firewall is usually yes or no. Either you provide access or you don't provide access. That's it. There's nothing else to it. All these fancy stuff you see is just for granular access. But in the end, it's either yes or no. That is firewall. Firewall के अंदर maybe, if, there's no ifs or buts. Okay, just remember that. It's gonna go a long way. Then the same action center हमने जो Windows 8 के अंदर देखा था वो इसी के अंदर भी है. एक्शन सेंटर जो है सेम चीज़ आपको बता देता है कि भाई आपके सिस्टम के अंदर ये प्रॉब्लम है, यू शुड फिक्स इट. यू नो, कंट्रोल पैनल के अंदर जाके मैंने आपको बताया था एक्शन सेंटर लास्ट टाइम. इट्स द सेम वे टू डू दैट. प्रॉब्लम रिपोर्टिंग. 4 options available under error reporting. Automatically check for solutions and send additional data if needed. Each time a problem occurs, ask me before checking for solution. Never check for solution. Allow each user to choose settings. The first 4 options है you can select और उस बेस के ऊपर it will guide you. अगर आप automatically पे डाल देते हैं तो Microsoft तो obviously will always say recommend it automatically. But then if what happens, वो report जब भी कुछ उसको when it finds any error, it sends that data automatically to Microsoft. अब आपको नहीं पता कौन सा डेटा वो सेंड कर रहा है. Sometimes it may be sending your personal data also. I'm not talking about like credit card information, social security number and stuff like that, but depending on what application you're running, it may be sending some personal data as well. If you really want to select that, you can probably go with the third option, which is each time a problem occurs, ask me before checking for solution. ये third option में कुछ भी problem होगा वो आपको पूछेगा, do you want me to check for the solution? फिर वो आपसे वापस पूछेगा, do you want me to send the data to Microsoft? That's where you can say no. ठीक है? Users and groups. Windows 7, Windows 8, and basically all the Windows have this similar function. The window. The only difference is कि what you can do with it. For example, if अगर आपके पास Windows 7 Home है तो ये जो window है आपको दिखेगी, but you will not be able to do much. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. I'm gonna type in mmc.exe here and it should open up a window right here, console. As you can see, there's nothing in here. Why there's nothing there? And यहाँ पे तो ये show कर रहा है, ये पीछे यहाँ पे क्यों show नहीं कर रहा? वो इसलिए नहीं कर रहा because this operating system I'm currently on is not professional. This is home. Right here, you see Windows 10 Home. Home के अंदर you will not see this. In Home, if you want to manage your user account, they want you to go to Start. Actually, you can go to Accounts. Yeah, there you go. Manage your account. आप यहाँ से कर सकते हैं या control panel से भी कर सकते हैं. There are a lot of different ways to do this, but Windows 10 के अंदर this is how they're doing it. You know, that's one way of doing this in Windows 10. Windows 7 के अंदर I'll show you how you do it in Windows 7 and Windows, I think Windows 8 too. हाँ, आप जाएंगे control panel में, scroll down, user accounts. और यहाँ पे आपको देखें, you can create another account if you want to manage. You click on manage another account, add new user to the PC, and then as you can see, it goes back to that same settings window. पहले it didn't used to be like that. Windows 7 में अगर आप try करेंगे ना So it's not gonna give you this window, it's gonna give you a different window, but it'll be a more simple window. You just add a username and password and you're done. यहाँ पे you can just click add. यहाँ पे वो बोलेंगे you should get Microsoft account. I personally don't like that, so I usually like to have a local account created. So creating a local account, you can do that. ठीक है. So let's close that. Local security policy. Not sure if this, I don't think this is also available in home. Basically ये local security policy है, it controls the policy for your workstation. Remember, this is local. They also have domain security policy, so do not confuse that with local security policy. Those are two different things. It looks exactly like that. ऐसा ही दिखेगा वो भी आपको, पर वो लिखा होगा डोमेन सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी. और डोमेन सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी जो है वो सारे हंड्रेड्स ऑफ थाउजेंड्स ऑफ कंप्यूटर अंडर उस डोमेन है उसको कंट्रोल करता है. पर लोकल सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी जो है वो सिर्फ आपके जो वर्क स्टेशन है, आपका लैपटॉप है, डेस्कटॉप जो भी है, जिसके ऊपर भी आप ये खोलोगे वो सिर्फ उसी को कंट्रोल करेगा. One more thing I want to clarify, अगर आपका system is part of a domain, then ये local security policy is not going to open up. Okay, so in this case ये जो ऑप्शन है Windows 7 Professional, Ultimate and Enterprise में ही available है. Any additions before that, it's not available. यहाँ पे आप पासवर्ड पॉलिसी सेट कर सकते हैं. पासवर्ड पॉलिसी में आप क्लिक करेंगे तो it will show you. Let me see. इसमें नहीं होगा because this is also this is home, so इसमें most likely नहीं होगा. Let's go to control panel, administrative tools. Base usually इधर ही होता है वो. And इसमें नहीं है, yeah, because this is the home version, that's why it doesn't have it. Professional में you will see that mostly. Let me just quickly see in Windows 8. There you go. तो ये Windows 8 जो है प्रोफेशनल है इसलिए इसके अंदर शो कर रहा है. This is the local security policy. When I click on account policy, I can go to password policy. And as you can see, maximum password age, मतलब कितने दिन तक ये पासवर्ड रहे, 42 days तक. Minimum age 0. Length कितनी होनी चाहिए, मैं इसमें चाहूँ तो I can say कि भाई पासवर्ड कम से कम 12 कैरेक्टर का होना चाहिए. I can make that changes. Enforce password history, इसका मतलब ये कि पासवर्ड पहला पासवर्ड हमने डाला, फिर जब सेकंड पासवर्ड हमने डाला तो क्या सेकंड पासवर्ड पहले पासवर्ड जैसा हो तो उसको एक्सेप्ट ना करे. मतलब पहला पासवर्ड हमने डाला 12345 6 महीने के बाद हमें प्रॉम्प्ट करेगा ये कि भाई यू नीड टू चेंज योर पासवर्ड नाउ. सो 6 महीने के बाद आपने वापस डालने की कोशिश की 12345 एज अ पासवर्ड, इट्स नॉट गोना वर्क बिकॉज वो पासवर्ड हिस्ट्री जो है वो कीप करेगा. आप इसमें डाल सकते हैं 60 days whatever. तो वो जितने पासवर्ड्स जितने टाइम आपने पासवर्ड सेव किए हैं वो उतने टाइम के पासवर्ड को याद रखेगा, which means every time you have to create new password. Most of the enterprise and businesses have this policy turned on. वैसे ही there's a lot of other things, account lockout policy you can change. So this all of that is in local security policy. ठीक है. Okay. Component services. Component services is an MMC snap-in in Windows 7 that allows you to administer and deploy component services and configure behavior like security. Component services जो है, let's see ये Windows Home के अंदर है कि नहीं. So we will go to again control panel, go to administrative tools, and what was it? Component services, right? Yep. ये आपका component services आ गया. So you will open up component services, computer, my computer, distributed transaction coordinator, and local DTC. इसके अंदर transaction statistics, and this will give you that information. What they're talking about here, component service के अंदर it will give you that information. ठीक है. ODBC Data Source Administrator. जो database की जो information होती है for the administrative purposes is stored in here. Again, to access this, you would go to control panel, administrative tools, and वहाँ पे ही you will see the data sources. Yeah, OBDC data sources, 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay. Print management. I covered this in other videos, but what this does, यहाँ से आप पूरा print management आप कर सकते हैं control. इसमें नहीं है because this is a Windows Home. Let's take a look at it in Windows 8. So I will go to Start, type in Control Panel, and I will go to Control Panel. Administrative Tools and Print Management. Okay. So in this print management, you can see all the printers जो इस सिस्टम के ऊपर हैं वो आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. उसके ड्राइवर्स हैं जितने भी, वो सारे देखने को मिलेंगे. प्रिंट जॉब्स, ये प्रिंटर विद जॉब्स, वो बताएगा कि किसी प्रिंटर के अंदर जॉब चल रही है अभी, वो इधर शो करेगा. अभी कुछ नहीं चल रहा इसलिए नहीं शो करेगा. डिप्लॉयड प्रिंटर, जो डिप्लॉयड हैं प्रिंटर, वो शो करेगा, बट देयर इज नो प्रिंटर डिप्लॉयड हियर, सो इट विल नॉट शो यू हियर. And print server, if you're running a printer server, then those printer will be installed here. Printer server basically ये होता है कि आप एक जगह 10-12 जितने भी printers एक कंप्यूटर पे इंस्टॉल कर दें और बाकी कंप्यूटर में आपको इंस्टॉल करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आप वो सारे प्रिंटर इस वाले कंप्यूटर से शेयर करें. That's what's called the print server. Unique control panel utilities. So there are 4 applets unique to Windows 7: Action Center, Home Group, Remote App and Desktop Connection, and Troubleshooting. So the Home Group, the purpose behind Home Group is to simplify home networking and more specifically to share files and printers. Remote App and Desktop Connections जो है is basically the applet for remote app and desktop in Windows 7, which is used as the name implies, right, to access remote computers and virtual machines made available over the network through port 3389, can run a remote application as if it were installed on the local machine. RDP जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, which runs on port 3389, that is what this remote app and desktop connection is. Troubleshooting जो है provides a simple interface to use to attack many common problems. All links preceded by a shield require administrative permission to run, and they are often tied to UAC prompt before they will continue. So ये हम देखते हैं troubleshooting के अंदर. We will go to start, control panel, and then we will look for troubleshooting. So let's look for control panel, and then we will look for troubleshooting right here. Troubleshooting. You can troubleshoot any problem you have. You know, you can do this, troubleshoot by troubleshoot and help prevent computer problems. You can hit next, and it will troubleshoot and आपको बताएगा कि what is the problem. Sometimes the troubleshoot also works on network. कभी network नहीं चल रहा होता, so you can run this and वो बताएगा कि what the problem is. This is very basic. It's not gonna give you an actual problem sometimes, but sometimes for like a low level problem, it really helps. So this is exactly what I just showed you. Networking connection options. Connect to the network, set up a wireless router or access point, manually connect to a wireless network, set up a wireless ad hoc computer-to-computer network, set up a dial-up connection, and connect to a workspace. Connecting to the internet, meaning connection to server intended to provide internet access. This includes wireless, broadband, and dial-up. That's what the connect to the internet means. Windows 7, uske, all the predecessors for Windows, they all had that option also. Set up a wireless router was if the wireless device will be connected to this machine, this is the option to use. You could set up a wireless router and access point through this system, but other systems also allow to do that. And on top of that, आप wireless connection भी कर सकते हैं as long as you have the wireless adapter installed on Windows 7. Manually connect to a wireless network. This option is only visible if a wireless adapter is installed. जैसे मैंने भी बताया, wireless network already in place and the device, router and so forth is not directly connected to this machine, then use this option. So manually connect, basically they वो ये बोल रहे हैं कि as long as आपके कंप्यूटर के अंदर वायरलेस अडेप्टर कार्ड इंस्टॉल्ड है, मीनिंग वो वायरलेस सिग्नल्स को एक्सेप्ट करेगा या ढूंढेगा, तो आप मैन्युअली wireless connect कर सकते हैं by going in the bottom of your screen. So for example, let me see. So the bottom of the screen, अगर आप ये network पे click करेंगे, so it should give you the wireless signal. अभी इस device के अंदर wireless card installed है. So it shows me all the networks currently available to this device, and you can manually connect to whichever you want. And then you can connect, it will ask you for password, and boom, you are connected to the internet wirelessly. So that's what they mean. Set up a wireless ad hoc computer-computer network. This option is only visible if wireless adapter is installed. Again, ये wireless से आप connection करेंगे computer to computer. ये computer to network या wireless router या access point को connect की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं ये लोग. ये कर रहे हैं wirelessly connect one computer to the other computer. It's also called peer-to-peer resource sharing. It's a temporary connection. It's not a long-term connection. Set up a dial-up connection. If you live in the middle of nowhere and need dial-up modem for internet, then this option is for you to select. But for that, you need a fax modem or a dial-up modem installed as a hardware. No one uses that these days, but again, it's mentioned here. Connect to a workplace. If you need to connect to a virtual private network, also known as VPN, from a remote location, this is the option to use, which is called a connect to a workplace, commonly known as VPN. VPN जो है, you can connect to your location or to your office from remote location. That's called a remote VPN. UAC. This is the UAC settings, user account control settings. Windows 7 started this. Basically, Windows 7 went beyond Windows Vista in configurability, and it allows you to choose between 4 UAC settings. Always notify, which is number 1 on top. After that is notify me only when programs try to make changes to my computer. Option number 3, which is this one right here, is notify me only when programs try to make changes to my computer. And do not dim my desktop. तो जो option number 2 and 3 are similar, but 2 के अंदर जब वो option आता है, it will dim your screen. Option number 2 में, option number 3 में it doesn't. Basically, this is just the security settings. अमूमन क्या होता है, when we schedule certain jobs to be run through a task scheduler, task scheduler में कोई भी administrative या executable file जब run करती है, it requires a permission to run. Even though आप administratively login है computer में, it still needs a permission for UAC. ये उसके लिए है. आप, if you like, you can just turn it completely off by going all the way down, but I would not recommend it. Keeping it on this level is good always, because you are notified if कोई malware or if any software is trying to make a change to your computer, you will be notified and you will be asked. Or that's very important, because without your permission कंप्यूटर के अंदर कोई चीज़ चेंज नहीं होनी चाहिए, otherwise that can cause a security issue, right? So this is where our chapter number 16 ends. This was related to Windows 7. I really hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, make sure to put that in a comment section. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. And you will be notified for all the new videos.